Right, welcome back. I suspect this is going to be part 7 or 8, or it could be 6, could be 6B. I've kind of lost track of where we were. I was doing some today. Oh, look at that. I didn't notice that. We've actually gone through with the heli tape. So I need to stick another heli tape pad on that one. Ooh. Right, yeah. We're filling that one. Probably wanted that. That was fairly. Look, it's a working bike. So, what are we going to do? I'm going to start off. Let's just test straight into it. You don't need to do a preamble. You probably watched the other videos. Sort of look what the size of the problem is left. I've had a bit of a tidy up. You'll see that on the live video. The live's there. That's hopefully going back soon. It's not the original live. It's another live. There's a bit of a story behind the lives. Just remember to watch, like, and subscribe. This is all we've got left. Got the brakes. We've got some new outers to stick on, which I've just got to cut to the same size for the kit shifter cables. They don't belong in there. They're part of stock now. I bought some more at the same time because I did like the look of these when they came. I've got the front to put on, front rotor to put on. We've done the back one. We've got the chain to put on. We've got some new clips and we've got some old clips in there to reuse as well. The saddle's going back on. The dropper seat post has been refurbed. That's in another video. There's 2 parts to that one as well because it ended up being a bit of an epic beast. I have tested that. I do still need to do the pressure test on it. Brake pads are fine. They were brand new anyway. So you can see they've not even been touched. I'll give them a quick scour and a run over with some brake fluid. Hopefully we can work out which ones belong to which, because they were supposed to stay together. So they're with them, they're with them. They're the back ones, they're the front ones. At least that's the way it's going on now. What else have we got? I think that's it. So we'll tear into it. We'll get the front brakes on first and these. Because I don't know why. I suspect it's actually easier to do these brake cables off the bike. So what I'll do first is we'll stick the new brake cables in there. We'll cut everything to the same size that we had before, and then we should be okay. I don't even know what that is. That's not off this bike. I don't even know why that's there. Who knows? Right, so we'll crack on. I should have 2 sets in here. I'll be disappointed if we haven't. Yep, 2 sets, one long, one short, and a massive length of that. So we'll cut it all down, get it to the right lengths. So they're a clone of these here, because I'll be honest, didn't have any issues with the lengths on them. They were all spot on. So I think I'd already trimmed them once when I first got the bike. Then we'll get the dropper on. So that's the brakes, the droppers. These will already be wired up but tied up, and then we'll take these down last. So, but I can't put the brakes on until I can clip these onto clip onto the brakes, and then the brakes go on, which is why I think it's easier if I do the cables first while they're off the bike, because them plugs are a right pain up the back side. I don't know if you can see that. There's a little tiny plug in there just in front of my thumb, and that's where you get the cable out of there. So you can see I haven't changed them since I got the bike, so they are old. They are the original Shimano ones, so they're long overdue. They were getting a bit sticky and they were a bit graunchy, so you know, I think we've had our money's worth out of them. So let's start tearing into these now. I will set you up here. I might try and get musty and then work with the camera in front of me. That's probably not going to work though, is it? I'll stand there like that and do that like Musty does. Right, let me go and grab some tools. I'll be back in a mo. Got my tool. Are you there? We on? Yeah, got my tool. Cable shears. I think all I need is a Aussie drive. I think it's a Posy. Phillips. Why am I grabbing the brakes? Right, let's put the brakes over there out of the way. This was supposed to be a clean mat, but it's ended up being not a clean mat. Right, just in case you don't know, these are a bit of a weird one. So for this generation, you had a choice of a 2 or a 3 speed, and you could flick it on there. The amount of bikes I've had in that have come from built with that flicked onto the 3, and they were a 2 speed thing. What happens is it works in one direction, then it jams coming back down again. Similar to that other bike, that because you can run the 3 as a 2, but you've got to put the stops on, and you can only run it in one direction. you can only use the bottom two. You can't use the and then don't use the top one and use the bottom two. Whereas if you try to use the top two and don't use the bottom one, it jams up. Right. So if I sacrifice that, let's just nip them off. These are brilliant. They were cheap off eBay. So even if I have to replace them every year, they pay for themselves. Right. So what I need to do is just make sure that's indexed down. I think that's indexed down, and then we should be able to get this out, he says. That's not indexed. Oh dear. Always index it down before you take it off the bike. That's annoying. Hold on a second. Maybe you have to put it into 3. Yeah, there we go. She's gone. Yeah, you did. You had to put it into 3. So I don't know if you can see that now. No, you can't see that. I don't know why I'm saying I don't know if you can see that now. Where's my musty torch? Oh, way too bright. Can you see that now if I shine that down there? You should be able to see that you can see the end of the cable now. I like my musty light, it's not as good. Ooh, red flashing bits. Right, there you go, straight out now. Don't lose that. See, this is why we have a tray. This is why I can't have nice things, I lose stuff. Right, dearie me. Right, so let's take that out of the equation. Undo that. And then we'll just see how tight it is. So this should just fall out. So it wasn't. It had a stiff bit at the end. That's my mother. Right. I'll look at that later before I get any complaints. You're ignoring your mother. I am. I am. Not touching the phone while I've got greasy hands. You touched your phone just now. It's because I needed to. Right. So, don't chuck these out. They're always useful for something, even if it's just security wires. So don't chuck them out. I keep the spares. If you snapped one and you're desperate, it'll still go back in. It'll still work. I've only nipped the back end off it, so it'll still work on the short bit. Right. So before we bail out on this, let's cut myself a length, and then we can bin that off. And we've got, oh, look at that. That's a nice coating now. Didn't have that coating on other ones, did we? I need to stop talking like this because I don't talk Yorkshire. Well, I do when I'm winding up the Southerners. We will endeavour to talk properly. Parlez-vous bon anglais? I'm a cunning linguist. Oh, there are 2. I was just about to have a right roll moan then because it didn't look like there was 2. So this is the one I've just taken off, isn't it? Yes, because it's not attached to anything. All right. So don't forget to allow for a little bit that goes up inside there. So it doesn't matter if you make them a little bit longer. Just pull it out. So that's where we're going to, or somewhere like that. Use the shear bit on the front. Oh, let's chuck that on the floor and then tread on it and ruin it. Can you see? You're not looking, are you? Pay attention. Right, so that's it's for want of a better word, it's a deburrer. it opens back up the hole again and splays them out slightly, because they do have a habit of, always good to check the other end as well. It works if you put a bit of force on. There is a little bit of a cone at the end, I don't know if you can see it. So it's a point and then it spreads out a little bit, so it does make the end of it slightly more easier to work with. You know what? I've been and raided the cupboard upstairs, so ooh, what's that bit? Ooh, that's posh. I don't know what that bit does. Maybe I ought to look at the instructions. That's a novel idea. Obviously, they've upgraded them slightly since the original ones. Not surprised, no instructions. For additional information, go to the website. Boom, missed the bin. Right, so I'll just chuck some of these on. Don't know why they've got a flat spot. Maybe they've got a thready bit in the end now that you wang them on with. Who knows? If you have trouble with these, a bit of silicone works. You can feel that one's bottomed out, so I'm guessing the other one has as well. So they're fine. I'm trying to think why that would need, which one would have that on. Now, if I had to guess, I would actually say that probably that one down the back there to keep the muck out of it, because the muck goes straight up into that. Whereas the one on the other end is going to be quite tight after that. So I'm guessing that goes on thing. So we'll pull that off and we'll shove that on. I think that will work just right. So you bear with me a minute. I think what I'm thinking is that this one goes here. And then that goes over the top of that and puts a bit of protection on there. Because I think if it went over on this bit, that would possibly, there wouldn't be enough room. It would be too tight. So I think that is how that goes. That does seem to fit quite well with the, as it's going through there. So I think that's how it goes. So we'll stick with that. So that's that one. So all we need to do now is find the one that is the shortest. Not much in it, to be honest, with these two. You could probably do both of them with the short one. So it's that one. That's the one we want. I'll just trod on it, just like I said I would. It's probably got a lovely kink in it now. Right, that does feel rather nice. And try and keep it off the floor. Come on, Toller. So we're just going to thread this through here. Rather helpful they've put a kink in it when they were. The reason I've not clipped it yet is because if you look, they have actually soldered the ends, or there's something on there stopping it from fraying. So, right, that's in. What you do now is you just drop the plug in, and this is where it's easier because that is an absolute pig to get in without it falling out and rolling across the workshop, never to be seen again. And I'm sure somebody on eBay makes a fortune out of these. That's it. That's it. I think they're just a quarter of a turn. They're like a locking thing. So what we'll do now is we will shove it in here. And then that is ready to go and get screwed back onto the onto the front brake. And set into a 3. There we go. Yep, that's good. So that's that one sorted. So we need the front brake, which is this one. So that goes under that lever. Flipping bruised my thumb. It's properly hurting. Right, now then. So that must go that way round. See, they're quite good. You can't really get them wrong. And that's quite solidly locked in there. This is why I love these. They're just such a good unit. Do you know this is the bottom of the range as well? There are bottoms of the range, but this is the bottom of the good stuff. Now, the only thing I can't remember is which screw is it? I think it's these. Pretty sure it's these. I think it's about a 3mm Allen key, if I'm right. I'm still treading all over that lump of cable. So we will shift that before I make it even worse. That's about 3 times I've trod on it now. And that's just going to go, because we knew that was going to happen. Right, I think it's that one. No, that's wrong. Because it's not a 4, it's a 3, like I said it was. So why I was picking up the 4, I don't know. Yeah, that is the 4. Yeah, that's the right one. So I could torque this up, but I'm not. I'm going to do it with my hand tight. It has got some thread lock on as well, so it's not going to come off. Right, so that's ready to go on the bike now. So I'll move that out of the way over there, make sure that doesn't drag on the floor. And then we'll do the other one, which is here. So same process again. We will pop the... What have I done with the screwdriver? That's it, that's out. No settings on this one because it is only a single speeder. Again, this is really tight. So we'll let it wangle itself out and then see how bad it is. God, that is... Oh! See, it was the back one that was worse. That's proper draggy. It's got some kinks in it as well. I don't actually feel that bad. So what we'll do is we'll just nip off the end of that. And again, don't chuck it out. This one was indexed down because I remembered to do it on this one. To be honest, I don't think I needed to do it on the other one. You couldn't do it anyway because it was set for 3-speed, and I wouldn't have indexed it down from the 3 because it wouldn't have worked. Because it would have just jammed. Right, so that's another little bit of spare there. So same thing again. Grab my cable. I have to wangle my little bits over the floor. Just follow it round. Give yourself a bit if you want, just in case. Tough cables these. Right, so that's a scabby bit. That's a spare bit. Always keep these because they are useful. Because on the bikes that have, let's see, they say Shimano on. Did I actually manage to cut the only bit with the writing on off? I couldn't see any writing on the others. So who knows? Why don't you say, oi, deburr it? Well, I was just seeing if you were paying attention. I did see I've not deburred it. Stick some ends on. So we've got loads of ends spare now because these are actually set up as if they are open cables as well. Which, why people put open cables? Either run them internally or have them in cables. Having them open cable like you would on a road bike is just pointless. It does irritate me. The amount of times I've had road bikes in, mountain bikes in, that the gears are absolutely knackered on them because they've got exposed to the elements. And the elements are not good when you're on a mountain bike, let's face it. This is annoying, it's not going through. Come on. These normally just go straight through. What am I missing? That's going to go straight through now, look at that. It's just testing me. Right, put the fiddly screw in. Watch me go drop it now. I'll put my screwdriver down in some manky flipping oil. Ah. Oh well, clean trousers tomorrow. So that same thing again, thread this up. And then just fasten it on, and then we can get these on the bike. I did have a look on the video to see where the cables went, and I was right. Right, so just wang that round, a couple of turns, chuck that through there. Try not to bugger up the cable. Sorry, make a mess of the cable. So that goes there, that goes there. No, it doesn't. I put the other one on the wrong way around as well. Yes, I have. Why didn't you say something? Or have I? Do you know what? I don't know now. I'm confused. Or have I put them on the wrong ones? It's quite possible I could have put them on the wrong ones. Right, so that's on the grip. What am I missing here? That's the back brake, so that's over there. Screwed it on the wrong one. You know, I said it's impossible to put them on the wrong way around. It's impossible to put them on the wrong way around unless you actually put them on the wrong way around. I think I might have noticed when I come to put the grips on. I should notice because the cable's going in the opposite bloody direction. It's been a long day. Don't drop the screw. That's better. Probably do a bit more thread lock on that one. Right, so that's that one done. That looks a lot better now. Right, so should be another screw in there. There is. There's plenty of thread lock left on that. So same side as the. There we go. That's it. Job's a good one. They can go on the bike. So we'll do the front brake first. That'll wangle a few things. We did have a lot of issues getting these on and off. Right, so we've got nothing else to worry about with this one. All we've got to do is just make sure that it's where it needs to be. So there should be some witness marks on there anyway. There are, so it was pretty much tight. We'll set the angle, so we'll just loose fit them, because there's a... The idea is when you sat there, can you see my hands? You sat holding your bars and you're in normal position, your fingers should be an extension of your wrist down there, and your brake lever should be up against there. So you're not doing that and you're not doing that. You're in a neutral position. So you're doing that in your normal riding position. Oh, there's a lesson for you. Right, let me find the screws. I've just seen the screws. What have I? I haven't. I appear to have lost the screws. I can have lost the screws. They're the seat screws. That's a completely different screw. I got them there, yeah. I know I'd seen them. I think these are fours, and they do want a bit of a liquid thread lock on, I think. So we will thread lock these on. The other one in the tub. Make sure we don't cross thread it, because that would be bad. Like we were doing. Are you being awkward? Yeah, we have. We've taken a great chunk of thread out of that. I'm not entirely sure why this is being awkward. Let's see if I can run that thread through. It's yeah. For some reason it wasn't. I suspect I've just done that. I'll be honest. But it wasn't. It just wasn't biting. Well, it was, but it was biting. It was only going in at an angle. That's it. I cleaned it out there. So I was going to have to thread it, but it's quite a difficult angle to get a tap in. So I'll put that on again. Make sure that that closes up, because that was the problem. It wasn't. It's doing it again. The trouble is, there's that much weight on the thing. I can't get the thing in the hole at the right angle. And it was going a funny angle. No, that's not going in again. I can feel it's forcing. I don't want to force it, because it will just strip the threads out, and then we're going to be in a right mess. But I can't get it over enough to get it to bite. There we go. It has gone eventually. Still convinced it's not grinding some threads there, but as long as I can, yeah, that's tight. As long as I can tighten it up. I have to watch that on the other one. That's a bit annoying. Perhaps I should have connected up the this one first. So we'll just knock it back. So I can stick this on here because that needs to go in there. And then I think they go through on the inside on these. They're a bit of a funny one. It does that kind of thing. So we need a 5mm, which I think I put back. Yep. We'll need the tiny one to take that off as well. Have I got the tiny one? Tiny whiny one. Not the right one. It is the right one. What is it? No, it's not the right one. What's the other tiny whiny one? Yeah, that one. Way too big for that. No. Maybe it is this one. No, it's definitely bigger than that one. 2-hour video of Mark walking around the workshop looking for tools he had 2 minutes ago. I know I had it 2 minutes ago because I was adjusting the brakes with it. It's definitely not that one. It's definitely not that one. Oh, it's here. Or we could just keep going on and on and on and on and on. This is going to be another long video. I've got to stop in a bit as well. I'm on a short time tonight, so. And I'm not going to do anything tomorrow evening because I've got to go to the lake to lifeguard again. Covering for somebody. This is why I should be doing all this stuff in the winter, because in the summer you just don't have any time. And I'm getting more and more bikes, so that tells me something possibly that I ought to pack in and just set up a bike shop. But giving us absolutely bugger all money in it at the moment because of all the price of the parts and that nobody's got any money. Now is not the time to be setting up business doing something that requires disposable income, which is why I'm still working in IT. I'm not doing full-time triathlon coaching and generally buying and selling shite and fixing it. Because there is some money to be made out there. I mean, I bought and sold my way up to the Ducati, starting with a, what was it, £100 investment in a couple of motorbikes in boxes. Which, shame we didn't video that, but having said that, it did take me 3 years to actually finish it. I can never remember if this is the right way around. I don't know why we have these stupid bloody things on. I think that's the right way. Never understood why they put them there when that just sits on there anyway. Unless that goes through there and they sit on that, but we'll find that. I can't remember, to be honest. We'll adjust it if we need to. Because we'll not be able to get the wheel on. In fact, that's a very good point. We might not be able to get one on. I think I'm probably right there, actually. I think they do go underneath. And that just has a washer that goes on top. Yeah. I think I'm right. We'll wang that one all the way out as far as we can get it. Take that off. So I think that they go something like that. Which chickens are behaving themselves tonight. Could be wrong. We'll go and check it on the pictures. I've got loads of pictures of this, so I'll be able to see it. Because it just doesn't make sense. Why I don't understand why they have these adjuster pieces there if they... No, that's not right. I was right first time. I still don't know why they have those adjuster pieces there, because there is only one way that the brakes can fit. Because they're resting on a machined surface, so they can't not fit like that. So tell you what, let's just leave it loose, because it doesn't need to be tight, just not swinging around. Right, so he does it up tight. Mop it. Right, so this one goes, this is one with the, right, so this is the back one. So this one goes down here. There's an argument it should go around the other side, but who cares? I think when I redid them all because they were a bit funny. I think they kind of swapped over at some point when they go through this bit here. So this one goes on this side and down there, and then the dropper should have been on the other side and went down. Should have been on this side, the dropper, and went down the other side, but we have the dropper on that side. And then this originally, I think, went down there, went down the middle, and when it gets to there, it then swaps over and comes through there, and then this one comes down here and goes through and round there, but that's shit. So what I did was I switched it over so that they clipped on there. I remember now, it's all coming back to me. So let's get some clips. We'll break into the new ones. Can you see what I'm... You can't even see what I'm doing, can you? So you're pointing away at that stuff and you've not even been looking. Right. So we were just discussing the routing, which it's not going to work because I've not even put that in the right place. Right. We're going to have to just drop the frame out for a minute and see if I can hook it somewhere else. I get the feeling this is going to end in tears. Don't know this at home, kids. Yeah, that's okay. Well, that felt a bit better. They are quite good, these clips, but you do tend to lose a lot of them. But they're the cheapest chips, so I'm now in the mindset of if I lose any, I'm just going to buy some more. Now then, there should be a bit for that. And we have lost it. Flipping brilliant. Because that means we've lost the one for the other end as well. Right, let me bring you back while I try and locate the bit that's supposed to go in there. I can hear you screaming at me. You're all shouting, "Oi, Tolly, you muppet, there isn't one." Because it's at the other end. That just goes straight in there. That's a slack. I actually found I've got some Jaguar buffers. So what I'm going to do is just put a buffer there just to protect that bit of frame. Doesn't really have a problem there. It's just when that rides up and down in there, it's rubbing. So I put the buffer on there, so that'll help it. So that's looks like it's in. So potentially we should be all right here. For me to, if I just check that we're where we should be, chain wise, no reason why it should have moved. Yeah, that looks fine. So all we've got to do is just drop this in here. Are you still watching? Tell you what, before we drop the frame on the floor, let me stick it back in here quickly. This is one of the reasons why I have to be careful with these clips as well, because I think I've broken at least 3 of the clips with this thing as well. Actually, do you know what? I would swear I have got in here. Aha! The original seat post. Look at that baby. That's class. That's the On One as a brand was brilliant. I don't think Planet X did them any favours, to be honest. That's something that irritates me. Why on earth do you put the clamp at the back? Why don't they put the slit at the front and have the clamp at the front, so then all the muck goes and hits that bit, not the bit of the hole with the thread in it? Right. We'll just stick that in there, wang that up, because all I need it to do is get off, as you'll see in a minute. It's what we did on the other bike and put it where it's supposed to be. There you go. Do you know what? Actually, that's not a bad idea for when I'm doing people's bikes. If they've got a saddle and it won't fit, just take the whole thing out, chuck a seat tube in that I've got that are fixed. I've got loads of different seat tubes. All I've got to do is put a bit of tape around where their saddle was, and then Bobby's your uncle, and then I've got a lot easier ride, as they say. Right. This is where I find out it's not a 5. No, it's a 4. No, it's not. It's a 5. So these are nice and easy. So before we do anything, just check the index. It is out. That's all the way down. So what we're going to do is just make sure that that is wound in there where it should be. I'll keep some tension on it. That should grip it, he says. Don't over tighten it. They are quite good though. You can actually put a, because the way they're designed, you can put a bolt through if you do shear them off. So in theory now, that should be okay. There we go. Might want a bit taken out of it. Let's cut the end off. Or not. Let's not at the moment. Let's stick the other ones on first. Right. The other screw. Loads of notifications, all the people asking stupid questions, but the answers are on the website. And if you know what I'm on about, you're probably one of the people that's asking the stupid questions. So if you want to complain, please write on a postcard and put it in the bin. Because I'm not interested, after the day I had yesterday answering stupid questions that people could know the answers to if they bother to read the website. What was all that? So video. Can you see what I'm doing down there? So we're about to have a sweary moment again because I've got liquid headlock all over my fingers now, so I'm in a really good mood around this. So that one's fine. Now I think the levers went in the same place, and the dropper goes on the other side of that. So we will see. Right. So rear brake goes. Right. This is always a bit of origami, this, and you find out when you do it, you've got it wrong, and then you have to go all the way back and do it again. And you only notice you do it wrong the first time you ride it, and the cable moves and knocks the flipping thing for 6. So I think that's right, because if you put them over that, that won't work. And you could possibly use a twist clip on that. They have some cable clips that have got like a UJ joint on. Right, what did I do with them other connectors? I did have another one, I must have put it down. I had one more. Shows how many we'd lost. I had enough to do all of that with one spare, and I put the one spare down somewhere, and I don't know where it is. I suspect I may have had more, but I've dropped them. It'll turn up. Oh, there it is. Found it. Found it. So stick this one in the middle somewhere. This is where I find out these are absolutely shit because they're made out of finest quality Chinesium. I can smell that liquid threadlock. Well, they don't fit this frame because they're too thick. They don't fit this frame because they're too thick. How can that possibly be? Well, we're in. They are a little bit thick compared to the other ones. Can't find the original one. That's the original one. Yeah, these are definitely thicker. Right, might be ordering some more of them. So the back brake doesn't have one of those stupid things on it. Back brake just goes straight on. Stupid things. We're just going to rest these in because I've not got the brake pads in yet. We'll take them off to do the brake pads. I'm all bothered about it's just getting the cables routed up. grief, there's a lot going on. Right. Yeah. It's probably another one that wants a clip round it. Some description. That's about a couple of these old wire frame savers. I think that's what they're called. Right then. So I think what we'll do is we'll get this one on and then we'll call it a day because it is getting close to my bedtime. So that's wound all the way in. Just check. That's it. Job is a good one. So we can take this one underneath there and it should go there, under there, and through there. Well, I can't remember whether that one actually went round the other side. Might have gone round the other side, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, so it could quite easily. So this one here that we're doing now is going round the other side through there, but it could quite easily come around here, follow onto the top of that one, duck through there, and then go around the other side from the same position. But it just seems to be biased towards that one. It would be nice. It does appear to be a bit light lengthwise. You seem all right. There appear to be any issues there. Doesn't even go for 3 coming around that side. Yeah, I think I'm going to take an executive decision and route this around this side. Now I'm going to go and look at the, see if I've got some pictures of the bike. I've got a sneaky suspicion I think I did this one like this. This comes round here, goes through there. Okay, it can even come. I think it goes around there. Yeah, it sounds like to go that way. Yes, it has got an angle on, so it does come from the other side when it goes through. But come on, went in 2 minutes ago. So I think that was how it goes. Yeah. The only thing I've got to do now is take it over the top of that one. So I'm going to take it all out again. So I mean, it's a bit of a jumble. So it's got to go over the top of that one. and I've got to decide whether it's going over or under that one. I think it goes over. Then it goes through there. This is my flipping bike. A weird frame now, these. Absolutely fantastic. They future-proofed them for everything. You could use it for all sorts. You can even take that off and use it as a downhill, because it's actually got the screws. Oops, I can't see. It's actually got the screws in the bottom bracket there to put a chain hugger on to keep the chain on. So if you're doing downhill and that kind of shenanigans. So I don't know where this one goes now. Does that one do? I did this the other day, didn't I? Yeah, that's where it goes. I wonder if I can get away with using that to be a bit sneaky and clip the cable up. We're back. Just had a flat battery there. So if you saw what I was doing, I was just trying to work out whether I could use the clip on the other side to hang that on, but we're just going to keep it out of the way for the moment and just snip it off. Same with that one, we'll just snip that one off. Don't need to keep them. So that should be working now. You know, that might actually work. Well, we'll probably end up just cutting it off like we normally do, and just leaving a stub out. Probably fold it back up out of the way. That does look like a nice idea to hook it into that bit, but I'm sure if we foul on something, the chain will probably catch it. Yeah, it will. The chain will catch that. So that was a silly idea, Mark. So what we'll do is we'll just trim that off there. And then just bend that back like that, out of the way. That should be alright. It's not going to catch on anything. Where's it going to go to if I spin it out of the way? Well, it's only going to come up, so that's fine. It should be okay, that. Yeah. I have done it before where you bend them up and then you just put a tie wrap around it and tie wrap it onto itself, and that's acceptable as well. It's not going to hurt anything. You just want it so it's not going to catch on your trousers or get stuck in the chain. There we go. Right, I think we've taken this as about as far as I want to. We've still got to put the dropper in and fit the dropper. We've still got to put the front wheels on. We've still got to put the chain on and then do all the indexing. So we're going to call it a night. Not going to end the video. I don't know how long we've got, but we will finish the bike on this video unless it turns out we can't. Anyway, right. Job's a good one.